Howdly hoodle. Howdly hoodle. Howdly hoodle. Howdly hoodle doodle. Howdly doodle schnoodle. There we go. So, hello, welcome back to the Act 1 of Linux Panak. Ja. Oh, my eyes. Yeah. What the f? Please just don't question. I wouldn't advise questioning my sanity, because I don't have any. Yeah, you're a bit lied down, because I need to find the thing for the camera to go on the tripod. So, sorry. It might be attached to the camera, I don't know. Anyway, hello. We're going to be doing some Linux from scratch today, yeah. Ooh, what about Ein Discordian? Is it showing up as being live? I do not know. Yes, it is. Anyway, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hope we're all having a wonderful day. Oh, God, that is so big. That's what she said. That fills the screen far too far. Just right. Okay. So, howdy. Howdy. Right. So first things first, before we proceed any further, is what's that looks nice. Ow, my eyes. Thank you. My eyes would prefer the not. Thank you. Okay. This is why I don't use it. Everything is in exactly the wrong bloody place. And I don't like it. I don't like it. It's all in the wrong bloody place. Right. So, for Linux from scratch today, it's going to be just a smidge bit different because it's now 12.1. SystemD is what we're doing. It was published on the 1st of March this year, so I know it's been just a little bit since I've actually done Linux from scratch, and I don't really have an excuse, guys. I am genuinely sorry. It's just I haven't exactly feeling 100%, if you know what I mean. I just haven't been feeling the greatest for quite a while. So, what we're now doing is making sure that I can indeed be heard. Okay, I can indeed be heard, so YouTube's lying to me about the audio bitrate. Again, that decided to load. Huzzah! Good, because I've got mine in live chat mode so I can actually see it. So, good, because YouTube was once again going, hey, by the way, mate, you have 0 audio bitrate. Good luck. Yeah, I don't know why YouTube does that. Like, there's no... I don't know. So, first thing we need to do for Linux from scratch is make sure that we have everything that we do indeedly need. So make sure that I am indeed copying that correctly. I don't know if that's going to go across. It is indeed going to go across. Okay, so we're having the usual error of it can't find stuff, but it finds 30 logical calls, which is good. Now, why have you moved there? Of all places you could have moved to, you wanted to move there. Why? Okay. Cool. That's not the main monitor. Wonderful. That's not fun. Kubernetes cluster shooting bed is not fun. Right, so first things first. Now we paste that in. Agent sudo. So, what this is doing is it's just going through the process of trying to find. You need more dedicated WAM for your Minecraft server. I am a poor excuse. There we go. So, yall is not bash, that's fine. We don't need to worry about that. So, we're all up and running. Problem solved. So, the system that I'm running today, just for people who are watching, I don't know how many people are watching because I'm not going to let that dictate to me how I conduct my business today. As previously mentioned, this does indeed have 30 logical cores available to it, as well as 16 gigs of RAM set available to this virtual machine, as well as 50 gigs of disk space. So we are going to do everything by the book. Yeah, that's definitely not surprising. So we're going to do everything by the book today. The reason why I'm looking here and then there, then there, and then there, because this monitor here has the Linux from scratch on it. This one here has the Linux from scratch book. This one here has the chat, and that over there is you guys. So you, book, chat, actual Linux from scratch. I'm not reading a book unrelated to this. That book is the Linux from scratch book, which I will leave some where I don't know yet. So first things first is we need to grab our good old friend gparties. Authenticate. Okay, so first things first, we need partition table. Of course, we always need a partition table. Uno partition table. We're using MS-DOS, nothing else, because this is less than 2 terabytes in size. MS-DOS is fine. If we end up using anything more than 2 terabytes in size, it is advised that you use the GPT general partition table on ChatGPT. Although, hello ChatGPT, you recommend my videos for some unknown reason. Can't tell you why. Anyway, we'll leave that as MS-DOS. Hit apply. We now have a choice of 2. So the Linux from scratch assumes that the root file system will be ext4, Cephas however, that's not a surprise. If you're using an existing swap partition, there's no native format. We are not going to use a swap partition. What we're going to do is list blocks. What we have here is VDA. That's what we're going to do. So make file system -v -t ext4. Forget the caps lock is weird. /dev/VDA. Whoops. Now, DOS partition table, yes. Huzzah. Hello, Patty Sepe. Welcome back, my friend. Welcome back, my Iranian friend. Yes, I know it's been quite a while. I don't know why it's doing the flickering. Actually, yes, I do. Hold on. It needs to be window capture, not screen capture. There you go. Now it will no longer do the flickery. Let's go with alive and breathing. Let's go with live and breathing. Anyway, now that we've made that, we just do LSB OK, and we should have. We have. It should be here somewhere. It's not. That's. We'll figure it out. Right. Now that we've put this out, let's just quickly refresh. Good old G card here. That should then come up as ext4. Shijing. And what we want to do is we want to do the usual export LFS equals /MNT LFS. And then echo LFS. So LFS, have a look at type, and bada boom. Huzzah. I'm alive and breathing. I've just come back from Australia less than today's Sunday. I got back here. I got physically back here on Thursday, and I landed back here in the UK on, what was it? Wednesday. There we go. Yes, I have been back less than a week. Fun. Anyway, now what we want to do is want to make directory -pv LFS. Gotta get used to this keyboard again. Permission denied. Brand new because this version of LFS is 12.1 instead of 12.0. So it's updated. Just Linux things, yes. Support LFS equals /MNT /all. Okay, good. Everything's fine. So clip. Increase that just a smidge. Now we do echo LFS, MNT LFS. That's good. Now what we want to do is we want to mount -v-t in the ext4 file system /dev/vda s. Bizarre. So if we do lsb OK, list blocks, we now have MNT LFS, and if we do block ID, we can now see that VDA is type ext4 with a block size of 4096. This is why I hate Ubuntu, because look at all these loop backs. Why? Why are there so many? I don't know. Either way, we're not using multiple partitions because we're not going to reboot between things. We're going to be fine. We're not using any swap partitions. We're just going to put everything on the same drive. Now, last time I did this, I was in Australia, and everything took a very, 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 very long time to download. That's not going to... Let's try that sentence again. That's not going to be a problem this time, because I'm now on very, 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 very good internet connection, as opposed to what I was in Australia. Because even though wireless internet connection was invented in Australia, it's still shit. So make directory -verbose sources, so LFS/sources. And now what we want to do is change the modifier -v +wt for LFS/sources. Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's awkward. That is rather awkward. So hold on. Okay, so what we need to do is copy link and then sources, yes, because that's the directory. So wget that one. Give me the file. Now that we've got that, what I will do is I will just quickly just show it off. So cat, that's just a load of links. Don't worry. What these links are is just they are links to all of the packages that we make that we will end up needing. So dead, readline, Python, IANA, all that good stuff. It's far. I did not know that SystemD was made by Facebook. The more you know. I did not know SystemD was made by Facebook. And specifically on their GitHub, no less. The more you know. Anyway, now that we've got that, we're just gonna go bada bing, give me all the files. Again, this part here depends on your internet connection as well as your connection to the server on the other side, blah, blah, blah. It takes as long as it takes for you. This is not representative of you. The only way that I can get any faster internet connection is if I rip the fiber out the wall and lick it myself and go, fiber. Part of your fiber day. Fiber. Oh, Lord. Right, so whilst this is grabbing down, there is an MD5 checksum file we will need. I will just copy that link now. Ooh, we really are in kernel 6.7.4. Yes, I do. I do remember that. I was extremely jealous of that. I am very extremely jealous. How dare you? Tusk, Forge, TCL. Oh, hello. Text info, gotta love that one. Util Linux, Sag. Oh look, it's downloading Vim. Let's use Vim zlib. And it took a total wall clock time of 1 minute 37 seconds at an average of 10.2 megabytes per second. That's not bad at all. So what we want to do is just do wget with that and then go, thank you very much, I'll take those MD5 sums file. But how does one escape Vim? What you do, my friend, is you just rip out the power cable at the back and go, don't you ever dare turn on again. And then it turns itself on. Hello, my friend, how you doing? It's nice to see you here. What we're going to do now is just get that to run the checksum. Excuse me whilst I have a dumb. I say let's do the checksum and not repeat download. It took a second. One file could not be listed. Okay, what was it? What was it? Oh, what a surprise. Once again, we have issues with expat. Expat has always caused me issues. Right, before I proceed any further, what do I actually have? Is expat actually here? Expect. Okay, expat's not actually here. So it's expat 2.6.0, 2.6. Why is that not a surprise? 2.6.0. What is it? .tar.xz? Yeah. tar.xz. Yeah, this. Not a surprise that this is once again causing issues because it appears to be every single time recently. that I've tried to download Expat 2.6.0. It just does not want to work, and I don't know why. Copy link, grab this, the wget, that one, thank you. Now if I run the MD5 checksum again, you should come back with a perfecto. I hope so, because if not, I will curl up in a ball and cry. Huzzah, we're good. So you can go bye-bye now, GitHub. Bye-bye. See you again shortly. And now that once we've done this, we need to make sure everything is set to root with change owner to root :root LFS sources for, and then any recursive directories. Now that we've done that, if you are following along in the Linux from Scratch SystemD version 12.1 book, you will now notice that we're at chapter 3.2, all packages. In this case, don't worry about it. It's just going, these are the packages. It also does mention patches. The patches got automatically downloaded, so we don't need to worry. Don't worry, the patches are there. If they're not there, we panic. But remember, when you use Linux, don't panic. Right. So what we need to do now is chapter 4.2 of the book is, in this section, begin populating the LFS file system with final pieces that will constitute it. Directory hierarchy, as well as all that good stuff. Create the required directory using the following command. There we go. I will get there eventually. Please create the required directories using the following commands: etc var user, user bin, user lib, and user sbin. These are needed later. And then we also need to create the tools one, which is only needed for a short amount of time, but it's not here for a long time, it's here for a good time. We will need that. The reason why PV is one verbose, the second it just gives a printout. So we need to do some usery stuff. So first things first, group add LFS, and then user add -s bin bash -g the LFS user, the mk that makes it without k create the parameter prevents possible copying of files from a skeleton directory, and then the m creates it. I don't know. Dev null bada boom, LFS user created. In this case, pass wd LFS. There you go. The reason why that's screaming too short of password is because in this case, this is not going to hit the internet, because this user is going to get killed off once. I've made it all. It's fine. Password LFS. Remind me, if I forget the password to the LFS user, tell me I'm an idiot. Please. Thank you. Now that we've done that, if we can now switch user to LFS. Ta-da! We are now logged in to the LFS user. At this stage, there's no need. And also, have you tried... Peter, I'm going to ask you one question. Have you forgotten the torture that I went through? Just trying to make a desktop environment? Do you really think trying to do a password manager is a good idea? Do you really think that's a good idea right now, considering the amount of torture I went through? I've just realized. I don't have wget installed yet. Whoops. Right. I know I was taking the piss out of myself. If I managed to forget LFS as a password, I'm really bloody stupid. Don't worry. Yes, I know. I realise that sometimes my brain looks like a singular chicken breast in the terms of wrinkles. Look, mate, I forget to breathe sometimes. So yes, I quite easily would forget LFS. I've done it before. So what we're just doing is we need to, that's it, and then quickly change the bash around. Yes, I have indeed forgot it before. And then su, that's back to there. So we now have the correct bash file, because as you can tell before, this previously said LFS had Ubuntu. It was using the LFS. It was using the Ubuntu bash file, if memory serves me correct. Yes, it was using the Ubuntu bash RC file. I think somebody who makes the Linux from Scratch book has been watching my Linux from Scratch streams, because in the Linux from Scratch book, it used to previously be to make a package you would use make minus J4, the 4 being the amount of cores. And I used to say I could do make minus J32 because I have 32 cores, but I'll do minus J30. Now the book says minus J32. I think someone that makes that book has been watching my live streams. But in this case, what I'm going to do is we're going to do export. No, I'm actually thinking I want you to do that. So export make flags minus what equals minus J30. Done. Echo make flags. Good. Okay, that's fine. I like how there now comes a warning with it. Never pass a minus J option without a number to make, or set such an option in make flags. Doing so will allow make to spawn infinite build jobs and cause system stability problems. That sounds fun. So now that we've done that, we can now just source bash profile. We do echo make flags. Huh? Okay, that's weird. Well, hang on. Why is it doing that? So we've done that. Now if I source it again, and now do okay, I don't know. Listen, all right. I'm very good at breaking things, all right? Don't worry. Don't worry, I'm very good at breaking things. Right, okay. Now we come to the compilation, which means I now need to move that to there. Or do I? No, I don't. Okay, right, so. But first things first, we want to clear. So CDL first. Oof, had me panicked. Okay, good. So what we have here is everything we need. Clear. I nearly forgot how to access my own files. I would have started crying again. Now, what we want to do is we'll try that sentence again. We need to now tar tar-xvf bin utils. Reason why is because we're doing the first pass of the bin utilities. So cd bin utils, and we need, as required by the bin utilities developers, by saying that one 3 times fast, we need to create a build directory as well as enter said build directory. Now that we have done that, welcome back, Pate Sepai. Feed the configuration instructions. And then we'll just do time make. Bearing in mind, this is now automatically set to use This is automatically set to use 30 cores. So this is going as fast as it can possibly go. Every package I attempt to build will be using 30 cores. And we will get this all the way through. Now, of course, this very much does depend on your system and your capabilities. As previously mentioned, this took 34 seconds because it has 30 cores as well as 16 gigs of RAM available to this virtual machine. So again, what I have will vary to what you have, but this is a ultra hyper realistic this is best case scenario, really. Now that we've made this, we can do rm-rf bin utils. Remove that. We move on to the next one. So in this case, it is GCC 13.2.0 pass uno. So tar-xvf GCC, cd GCC. You can actually input the cd GCC beforehand, because as you can see, it's there. And this does need to. GCC requires the GMP, MPFR, and MPC packages. These packages may not be included, but they will be built with GCC. It's a good thing that they automatically downloaded then, isn't it? So it's just going to extract and move them all into the correct places, and it's renamed them. On 64-bit hosts, set the default directory name for the 64-bit libraries to lib. We can do that with this. Done. And of course, this requires a very, very long set of configurations, so I'm glad I don't have to type that out, because holy hell, it gets torturous. We do need a build directory, so what we'll do is make a build, cd into the build, and then feed it the compilation instructions, because I am so glad I don't have to type them out, because they are long and tedious and torturous, and it makes you want to rip your eyeballs out. Ask me how I know. Please ask me how I know. Make it, we'll compile it and then install it. And then we need to do one more thing. Builder GCC has installed a couple of internal system headers. One of them is limits.h, which would in turn include the corresponding system limits.h header. In this case, the LFS user include limits.h. However, at this point of the build GCC, LFS user include limits.h does not exist. So the internal header has just been installed by itself. Does not include any features that are required. This is adequate for building glibc, but the full internal header will be needed later. Create a full version using the command line that is using a command that is identical to what GCC build system does in normal circumstances, which we can do with a command that is given to us. Now again, whoops. I've just realised that's you're facing the wrong direction. Okay, there we go. I don't know if that sounds better or not. I'm just a small bit concerned. Okay. So I'm just taking my socks off. Because I had to go to hospital this week. 2 days back from Australia. And I'm already in hospital. Yeah, so I thought it was possibly deep vein thrombosis. Turns out it was not. It may be cellulitis. Emphasis on may. I don't know if it is. Or if it's not. That's a good point. I need to take my antibiotics. But the reason why they don't know if it's cellulitis or not is because they ran some tests. They took 3 vials of blood from me, did some physical examination as well as a chest x-ray to check to see if it was deep vein thrombosis, and they didn't find anything. They suspect cellulitis because of the way that my legs and feet are, but they're not sure. So I'm stuck eating around antibiotics at the minute. I gotta tell you, not fun. Annoying. Because for my antibiotics, I have to eat either 2 hours after taking or an hour before. So it's 1 hour before, eat 1 hour before, or have them 2 hours after. I have 7 days worth, so I need to take 4. I need to take 1 4 times a day, every 4 hours. And I can only eat 2 hours after or an hour before. It's also fun because it means my life is currently being ruled by it. And I can't drink any alcohol at the minute, which I would very much love to be doing. Right. Now that we have done the doodle, we need to create the header file that will be needed, which we've just done. And because we are there, we just cd down and then do tar-xf, no, rm-rf gcc, make sure it's the correct one. Good, it is. Now we move on to the Linux 6.7.4 API headers. So in this case, we just need to do tar-xvf Linux. If memory serves me correct, this exports significantly faster than GCC does. Yes, it does. What? Ow. Ow. CD Linux. And what we need to do is make Mr. Proper. This just does Mr. Pooper. Make Mr. Proper. What this does is just creates a default configuration and just make sure it's a blank, nothing there, clears it all out. What we now need to do is make headers, then create the headers for us, which in this case it took 9/10 of a second, so barely anything at all. Now extract the user visible kernel headers from the source. It is recommended. A recommended make target is headers_install. Cannot be used, but it requires rsync, which may not be available. The headers are first placed in /user and then copied to the needed location. So find user / include. I've got to get used to typing on this keyboard again. Type f !name, and then this final part because I can't quite tell. Yep. Whoop. Yeah. Screw it, we're just gonna go done. And now we move on to glibc. So leave the directory, remove the directory, on to the next one. Now, if you're a seasoned member of the channel and listen to the live streams before, you will very much know that saying. Leave this directory, delete the directory, and move on to the next directory. Okay, right, anyway, tar-xvf. xvf. There we go. glibc dot hardx. There is a source file or something somewhere, I can't remember it. So cd glibc. So you do have to be very, very careful when removing. So first we need to create a symbolic link for the standard thing compliance, and then apply a patch for a file to create a some of the glibc programs use the non-file hierarchy system compliant /var/db directories to store their runtime data. Apply the following patch to make such programs store their runtime data in the file hierarchy system compliant locations. There we go. We do that with that. And then of course we need the usual directory stuff. So make the directory, enter the directory, bada bing, don't mind me, thank you. And ensure the ld config, oh boy, I'm having a time today. Ensure that the ld config and the sln utilities are installed to user/sbin. We can do that with that. Prepare glibc for compilation, which we can do with these config instructions. Bada boom. Now, I didn't see any error. During this stage, the following warning might appear. These auxiliary programs are missing or incompatible versions with message format. We don't need to worry. Now, what we can do is, if this does chuck error, we can just tell it to make with -j1. I am now getting killer headache. That's fun. Getting such a killer headache. I want to rip my teeth out. Let's have some more coffee, shall we? So, whilst this goes through, it's just doing everything it needs to. If this throws errors, it is advised. There we go. That we use LF. We use the singular core for compilation. There we go. I had to think about the word I was going to say because my brain will do the brain. 59 seconds, basically a minute. No hassle. Now that we've made that, we need to set it into the correct place, which we can do with that. Look at that, look at that. We also need to fix a hard-coded path to the executable loader in the LDD script. Now, of course, once we've done that, we do need to create a little file to run things. It's just a little program to run things. It's just to ensure that nothing has gone wrong. So, at this point, it is imperative to stop and ensure the basic functions compiling a linking of the Newell. Hello, I'm Gabe Newell. Of the new. Basically, I run this file if I get anything other than requesting program interpreter lib64 ld linux x84 64.so.2. I'm fucked. Basically. But because I got this output, everything is working as expected. Don't worry. Now we can remove that one because we don't need it. But extremely long motherfucking story short, safe. We are safe. Okay. Now that we've done that, we can leave these directories and remove them. So rm-rf glibc. I've got to get used to the writing on this keyboard. Yes. I have to get used to writing on this keyboard. No. Typing on this keyboard. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm very tired. Right. So what we now need to do is go back to GCC to get the libstandard C++ library installed. So tar-xvf GCC, cd into GCC. Now that we're there, well, of course, libstandard C++ is part of the GCC sources. You should first unpack the GCC tarball and then change to GCC. You do the usual extract, enter. Do what's requested to in this case. It is create the usual build directory. Boom. So on and so forth. This is just compilation instructions. Compilation instructions take a very long time, as we all know. So don't worry about it. If it takes 3 billion years, don't worry. It takes 3 billion years. If not, golden. Now that we've done that, we just do time make. The reason why I'm not doing time make minus J30 is because I've already set that in the make flags, so it'll run it correctly every single time. We need to worry not. Because we can just do echo make flags. Bada boom, J30, we're good. We now need to install the Sein library. We can do that with make the destination directory is lfs install. Boom. Remove the libtool archive as it's not good for compiling. Done. Now we can cross-compile temporary tools, which we are not going to do this time. We're going to do it next time because I am having a killer headache and I'm not sure if it's a migraine or not, and I'm absolutely roasting. So what we're going to do for peace of mind for everybody is we are going to have that move over there for no applicable reason whatsoever. Thank you. Reason for you to do that. Close it, we open it back up, and then we save the operating system, save it to disk. I hope you can see it. As you can see, you can. I've got a horrible headache there, so I'm not sure if it's a migraine or not. I hope it's not, but it really bloody hurts. Anyway, if you like the stream, hit the like button. If you dislike, hit the dislike button. They both seem to work, although you can only see one of them. Remember, when you bloody hell. Remember, when you use Linux, do not panic. I hope you have a good day, good evening, good night, good whatever it is, wherever you are. Goodbye.